Hello and welcome to San Diego Market Movers. I'm your host, Sarah, and I'm joined today by Danny Davis. Danny, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Sarah. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so there's been some changes going on in real estate right now. What are you kind of seeing in the market?
Definitely. Well, it's an evolving market. It's no longer a seller's market. It's no longer a buyer's market. You have to really pick your opportunities, right?
Yeah.
What we're seeing with sellers is we're seeing a little bit more inventory. We're seeing more market time, definitely, and we're seeing some price reductions, which we wouldn't have seen 6 months ago.
Right.
So it's changing a little bit for a seller, and then but it's also changing for a buyer. Remember when buyers had one or two properties to choose from?
Yep.
Now they're seeing a lot more properties. They're taking their time. They're waiting a little bit. You're not seeing multiple offers on properties as much anymore. So buyers are kind of sitting on the fence going, well, what's going to happen in the market? Is it going to continue to go down?
Yeah.
And sellers are going, what's going on in the market? Is it going to continue to go down? So, it's kind of a ever-changing market with our political and economical climate right now. People are kind of sitting on the fence wondering what's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you take on a new buyer client, there's things to choose from.
Right.
You can go see some houses.
Absolutely.
They can afford to take the time to really think about what they want and don't have to be rushed into properties.
Right.
But at the same time, when you're a seller, a couple buyers come in and you're like, are they going to write an offer?
Right.
And you're just kind of waiting on those offers to come in, which is interesting.
Exactly. And there's often times where you'll have multiple showings and you have to have a conversation with the seller that, hey, we're doing everything we can to market your property. Like at San Diego Brokerage, we literally do everything that we can to market a property. So if someone is looking for a property like yours, they're going to know about it.
Right.
And we have multiple showings and they're saying, where are the offers? And we have to say, well, buyers aren't in a hurry anymore. They're not trying to take advantage of super low interest rates. They're not trying to, as the market's going up, they're not trying to buy here and then eventually gain equity. They don't know if the market's going to go up or going to go down.
Right.
So it's pretty property specific in this market. And what buyers are able to do is kind of just sit back on the fence a little bit and
be patient.
Be patient, right.
We had buyer clients and we took them to see like 15 properties downtown. They're looking for a condo, so there's a lot to see. Saw a property, saw a bunch more. 10 days later, we came back to that property and wrote an offer. But we could sit for 10 days and I call it trying on other wedding dresses, and go around and shop around. And then they came back because that's the one they really liked. But
that's exactly right. There's not that fear of a buyer going, oh my gosh, if I don't write right now and if I don't write over asking price on this property, I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although good properties still sell quickly.
They do still sell quickly, and that's great. And that's what I'm saying. It really is property specific. You still have to price your house correctly.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the complete seller's market, I would go on listing appointments and I'd say, here's what I think your house is worth, fair market value for your house. And a lot of people would say, well, I looked at these syndication sites and I think it may be worth a little bit more. And a lot of times when it's a buyer's market, you say, no, we should stick to this price.
Right.
But when it was a seller's market, you say, well, you know what? The answer is always no unless you ask.
Yeah.
Let's try it out and see what happens.
A reach price.
And then you would sometimes get it, or you would get what you thought fair market value was. But like I said, the answer is always no unless you ask. Well, now you really have to dig deep into the data and realize what kind of market it is and realize that the buyers are going to be picky. So price it right at first, so it does sell quickly.
Absolutely.
If it sits on the market for too long, buyers will see blood in the water, and they'll not only wait for a price reduction, they'll come in lower than that price reduction.
Yep. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, if you're looking to buy or sell in San Diego, reach out to Danny. That's fantastic information.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you all for watching.